That knee really rocked Gary's world. It's amazing that Gary is still here because Gary's taking a lot of shots and he may be gaining a second win. Let's hope so.
I hope so for him, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there's the key lock again. Hey, into round one. Total domination by Naoya Ogawa. But it's Ogawa who's the slow getting up. Ogawa has got a little bit of a cut there on the bridge of the nose. Gary's got a bloody lip. Does Gary have enough punching power to take Ogawa out? I don't think so. He doesn't look good in his corner. He doesn't look fresh. He was getting roughed up real bad on the bottom.
Yeah, but thank God for rounds, because now they're going to start stand up again and see if he can land some more of those shots he started out with. But yeah, same thing as you. I'm afraid of it too.
See, Gary's problem here was that he was throwing his punches too wide, too wild, and using a lot of energy missing rather than picking his shots. He got aggressive, but he couldn't knock out or even hurt Naoya Ogawa. Ogawa took that storm, and here it is with this big left hand right here, right there. That hurt Gary Goodridge, and now we got Goodridge being mounted by Ogawa, but Ogawa can't get the armbar and he can't finish Gary Goodridge, at least not yet. That hurts, right on the bicep, that right knee of Ogawa.
Yeah, but during the fight, when you get the adrenaline, after the fight, he will feel it. Oh, that was a good shot. He's got to do it also with the left.
Those short right hands right on the chin of Gary Goodridge. Okay, Gary looks a little fresher now.
Ogawa too, actually.
Ogawa coming out with that straight left hand again. He knows that did damage, but Ogawa ducking down. Gary should throw the knee straight up the middle when he does that.
Yeah, shin bone.
Yeah, exactly. Or throw it like a punt kick.
Yeah.
Oh, good right hand by Goodridge. But Gary looks like he's really out of gas here. The cardiovascular conditioning, one of the most important elements, boss.
This could be it.
Oh, that's it. Does he have him? No. He squeezed it. Oh, he tapped out Gary Goodridge. He tapped out Gary Goodridge. It was the conditioning that failed Gary Goodridge, but it was the persistence by Naoya Ogawa to go back to that same move, the key lock, out of the, actually it wasn't the side mount this time, it was the half mount, half guard, what have you.
Good fight. He came out to fight and he did his job. Took a lot of shots at the beginning, but a lot of the defense. And then when he weathered the storm, he started taking over. Good job.
Okay, one thing, and I've said this a number of times, with all praise and respect to Ogawa for the win, Gary Goodridge in some ways made this fight exciting.
Yeah, because he started out.
He didn't go out there to try and hold the guy and think, okay, this guy's a grappler, he's a judo guy. Try and hold him down, hold him, be safe. He went out there, he put his heart on a platter and said, here it is. You either take it or I'm gonna take yours. the left is not a jiu-jitsu man. He is a luta livre fighter.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one for Sakuraba because Braga is a good fighter. Luta Livre, he's got good striking abilities and he got a good takedown defense. If everything's going to come out, but Sakuraba just went through all the Brazilians like it's nothing. No, actually against Alan Goyes he had a tough time. But Vitor Belfort, he got Conan Silveira. And every time he brings something new, God knows what he's going to do today. Flying, double jump kick, knee or whatever, he can do it. He's the guy who can do it.
Well, Kazushi Sakuraba faced Vitor Belfort in his last fight in the Pride Fighting Championships number 5. And on paper, it looked like Sakuraba was in maybe over his head because Vitor was such a formidable striker, but he took care of that. Here, we have a different kind of striker. Vitor was primarily a boxer, a straight puncher. Ebenezer Fontes Braga, really good Muay Thai fighter with kicks and with knees, and very good on the ground with Luta Livre, as we said. Joe Ricardo of Budokan Luta Livre is his trainer, and look how relaxed Ebenezer Fontes Braga is. Fontes Braga has got some significant wins over some great fighters like Jeremy Horn from the United States and Brandon Lee Hinkle of the United States. Defeated both those gentlemen by chokes, triangle, and guillotine choke, respectively. So he does have submissions in his arsenal. And we're going to see his takedown. There's the knee. Throwing that high kick.
Yeah, he's good. He's got good striking ability.
He's dangerous, but Sakuraba coming flying right into him.
Yeah, with a high kick.
Sakuraba is giving away about 15 pounds in this fight at 185 to Ebenezer Fontes Braga's 200 pounds. Now you know the knee is going to come from Ebenezer Fontes Braga.
For sure.
Oh, there it is. And that landed.
It landed, man. He's so limber also. He can put it up so high. He should go chop to the body a few times, or like this to the leg, and then to the head again.
I think this is not a good position for Sakuraba. But it's going to be hard because look at that right roundhouse kick. If that would have ended the fight. If that would have landed, that would have ended the fight.
That was a good kick.
Look at that sprawl.
I'm telling you, this guy got reflexes. They're amazing.
He's got skills.
And another knee.
Good right hand by Ebenezer Fontes Braga. Braga patient. Braga explosive. Braga with a great facility for strikes and also a great facility for wrestling. If it goes to the ground, Sakuraba will test his submission ability. Both those left roundhouse kicks didn't do a lot of damage. Ebenezer keeping those arms tucked in close to his body to protect. Now Sakuraba going for that single, and he gets the single leg. Gets the single leg takedown. Sakuraba in Fontes's guard, and Braga going underneath with the right uppercut. Braga going for a triangle.
Oh, yes. Yeah, see now, and this is the coolest part from Sakuraba. He will go for something now. He won't hang there. No, he wants to win this fight. And there's going to be a lot of movement. I can tell you this.
Well, so far
Look
it's
at,
been
oh, nice.
it's been Braga who's done the better work here in this fight.
Looks like he wants to do the jump. Oh, that was so.
Now that was great study by Ebenezer Fontes Braga, because he obviously studied Sakuraba and knew he was going to jump. As soon as Sakuraba jumped up trying to clown around before he did something crazy, Braga popped back up.
You know,
Now look at that, coming forward with punches. This is where a lot of strikers are afraid right now, boss. Correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of strikers don't want to come forward because they're afraid of the takedown, but right there, you saw it came forward, then he sprawled immediately.
yeah, but I'm telling you again, for his weight, the reflexes he has is unbelievable. Like when Sakuraba jumped up and he got up. Okay, you can train on it, but you don't know when it's going to come. You know, it's perfect. Look at this.
But that was a good takedown by Sakuraba. He took that low kick, but he caught the leg, and down goes Braga again.
Yeah.
Whoa! He's going for things. And Sakuraba passes his guard. And now watch. Now, can Braga get the guard again? The ropes are definitely a factor. Look at that one rope going down as a choke against Braga's neck. Braga went for an armbar.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to go for a leg lock here. He could go for a knee bar. Sakuraba is, but we don't know.
But Braga gets guard again. Sakuraba almost passes the guard into half guard.
Forearm.
Braga has sort of a different style on the ground. A different timing. I think where we've seen Sakuraba almost look like a concerto virtuoso with some of the other fights because the other people played his game similarly, like Carlos Newton or Vernon Tiger White. I think Braga is presenting Sakuraba with a different set of problems because it's a different flow of his grappling game, and Sakuraba is having a hard time as a result, presently.
Yeah, I think it's also a lot of people who studied jiu-jitsu also, and all these fluent motions. These are better opponents for Sakuraba.
Yeah, because he knows that style, but this is a different kind of grappling. In a way, it's more of a meat and potatoes type. The moves are similar, if not the same, but getting to those moves is different. And we saw Braga, the way he tried to set up the armbar was a different way than. Sakuraba going for the rear naked choke.
Yeah, but he lost one hook.
But he's got the legs. He's got the legs back up.
Great fight.
Oh, great fight. And Braga, great defense there against the choke. Look how relaxed. And it looks like Braga would be slow because he's so calm, but then he just explodes and ends up being completely the opposite, and that's fast. Both men trade jabs.
Nice combination there. Body shot, left hook.
Okay, 3 minutes left in this round. Sakuraba shooting for that single leg takedown, and he's almost got a reverse triangle choke on Sakuraba.
He's trying it.
He's going for the reverse triangle.
He's pulling it out. Yeah.
But he didn't quite have it.
This could be dangerous here.
Side mount, but he pops right out.
Very nice. Kick to the head. Look at this. The transitions from Braga are also unbelievable. It's the same with Sakuraba, but Braga goes from escaping to striking. Strike. And then an armbar suddenly he makes, or that triangle. Look at this. Whoa.
Up until now, Ebenezer Fontes Braga has only suffered 2 losses, and one was at the hands of Kevin Randleman from Mark Coleman's gym, the Hammer House, and that was by decision, and another was via Dan Henderson, and that was he got cut, so the doctor stopped the fight. But he's never tapped out. He's never been knocked out in a fight. Oh, good left hand. Right on the kisser by Sakuraba.
Wow, what a beautiful beautiful move.
Side
man.
mount,
This is
Braga pulling back to the guard.
armbar. Oh. Woo. He was going for it.
The point is, Braga is, like Sakuraba, always trying things, always trying to get the other man out of his game. Sakuraba chopping straight down with those strikes. There was a time, boss, where Sakuraba very rarely ever threw a strike, but I think he learned from some of his fights.
Yeah, and also he strikes with power. The punches are short, but look, it is with power.
Oh no! He's got that arm, but it's not straight, boss. It's not straight. And Braga is in a lot of trouble right here, a whole world of trouble. And Braga trying to axe kick, and Braga,
he's got him.
He got him. It was a crooked arm bar, almost a shoulder lock. Braga tried to kick his way out, but no doing. Kazushi Sakuraba, he dealt with a really, really strong opponent in Ebenezer Fontes Braga and got him out of there via an armbar submission.
Beautiful, this guy, unbelievable, that's what I'm saying, man. This is somebody special.
You know, he just didn't beat anybody. He beat a guy who won a 4-man Vale Tudo tournament in Brazil. The Brazilian Vale Tudo fighting tournament won. And I tell you, Ebenezer Fontes Braga's top 10 fighter. Sakuraba just beat him, giving away 15 pounds. There he is, paying respect to Joe Ricardo. Very impressive. Because Braga could strike. And that one knee, it landed right on the button.
That was Brazilian number 4 for him.
That's right.
Yeah, if you look here, Ebenezer should have rolled over his head. And you can roll out his armbar. You can roll out.
What Sakuraba did was...
Yeah, he pulled him to the side.
Yeah,
to the left.
exactly.
Yeah.
He pulled him to the left. He couldn't do it straight because the arm, Ebenezer almost got out.
No, but it's still... Yeah, now he did it like this. But just before that, he should have bridged, rolled over his, let me see, right shoulder and roll out. Nice.
He almost got out though. Almost. I'm telling you, Kazushi Sakuraba is rising so fast in this sport. Here we go. This is Frank Shamrock, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion. And it looks like Frank has got something to say here.
Frank Shamrockです。
That's good. She translated it in English. Did you hear that?
I want to throw my hat in the ring, and I want to fight in Pride. I think Pride has the best fighters in the world. It is the greatest ring in the world.
自分がプライドに参加したいという意思を表明するためにやってきました。世界でも最も優れた選手たちと戦いたい。ですのでこの大会で戦いたいと思っています。
And I'd like to say that Pride has the best fighters, and I'd really like to fight Mr. Sinoli, Mr. Shoji-san, and Mr. Sakuraba.
そして特に強い選手たちと戦いたいと思っています。3人名前があります。 遠征井上選手、庄司明選手、そして坂本勝志選手と戦いたいと思います。
And I promise that when I fight, I will fight with 100% of my heart, and I will never give up.
そして戦う時には 100% 全身全霊を込めて戦います。決して諦めません。
I'll see you soon. Tomorrow.
約束します。
Okay, there he is, basically coming in and stating what we already feel, and that Pride has the best fighters in the world. But he says he wants to fight Sakuraba, Akira Shoji, Enson Inoue. Mark Kerr may be the strongest fighter this side of Mark Coleman in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, that's why he wants probably revenge for his teammate Mark Coleman, and see if he can do that.
But Mark Kerr is really rising to the top of his game. Coleman had come off 3 straight losses when Takada beat him, but Kerr is undefeated.
Yeah, it's true. And against a guy like this, good wrestling skills. He's going to get the takedown, and he got submission skills, and he's concentrating on striking. I don't know about this one. I wouldn't wear shoes if I was Mark Kerr.
He doesn't have shoes on. Look, Takada coming raging after Kerr. But I think a takedown is imminent.
Yeah, inevitably. Is that good? When I say that? Yeah.
I think Kerr could do an over-the-shoulder suplex from this position.
He can pretty much do anything with anybody, whatever he wants. Yeah, once up there, Takada will feel the strength of Mark, which is immense. But when I train with him, his strength is something really special.
I think that this is reminiscent in a way of Takada's fight. Oh, there, Mark Kerr pulling the takedown, and Takada getting back up.
Very nice.
Takada cracking the low kicks, going too many times to the well though. Kerr catching the leg, tripping the standing leg, and down into the side mount. Bad position for Nobuhiko Takada, but Kerr almost gave up the side mount into a half guard for Takada now.
Yeah, but why? Okay, he was in the same position as he was with the Pedro, so maybe he's going to do it for the same arm again. Oh, I hope. I hope not, because the arm is pretty injured now.
Yeah, that arm isn't that the same arm Hickson arm barred
him twice? No. So I don't know if that. Oh.
But this fight has a totally different dynamic than Hickson's fight. where Mark Kerr may not have the finesse and a jiu-jitsu sense of Rickson Gracie, he's definitely got the power.
Yeah, and we see now Takada has the full guard. So that armbar is out of the question now. We should kick him away now. Yes, he's doing good.
Kerr hesitated and let Takada back into this fight. But there it is, double leg takedown into the guard.
Look at the legs of Kerr. The low kicks had an effect already. It's Takada, man. He's improving.
He actually is. He's got a lot of great fighters coming out of his gym. Kazushi Sakuraba, Daijiro Matsui. Even though Takada is improving, he hasn't shown the level of ability that Sakuraba has, though.
Yeah, Kerr's going to go for something. There you go. He's going to grab the arm for sure.
What's Takada doing? Takada's just got the arm right there. He's got the hammerlock. He's got the hammerlock, and it's a bad position.
Oh!
Mark Kerr submitting, but he got Takada with a hammerlock.
He could have ripped that arm right out there.
Well, I remember when the referee stopped the fight in that same move against the Pedro. The Pedro complained a lot.
No.
But I don't think Takada complained one bit.
No, this was actually. Oh no, that was the second time. That was the first time this fight doesn't end in something strange with Kerr. Cicatriz, then we got the Hugo Duarte, then we got the Pedro, or the other way around.
That's right. This is the first time that nothing really bizarre or alien happened in the fight. And there it is. On behalf of myself, Stephen Quadros, and my partner, Boss Root, and this has been another great Pride Fighting Championships. And we will see you next time. Domo arigato. Sayonara.
Sayonara.
勝利を飾りましたマーク・ケア選手には日本デジタル放送サービス株式会社代表取締役会長三田博也様より勝利者トロフィーが贈られます。
The inevitable title reign didn't begin by dousing the flames of the hottest lightweight on the planet.
Islam Makhachev submits Charles Oliveira to win the title!
The eye of the champion was there from the very start, physically imposing his will.
He has one goal in mind, and that is to obliterate his opponents.
Reflecting the giants who stood before him, forever building like a massive Russian storm front.
That's gonna do it! Wow! Islam Makhachev!
Until finally, through the debris and devastation of 11 straight victories, he stands alone.
All my life, I training for this belt. My dream now is become #1 pound-for-pound king. When cage is closed, nobody can help him.
Tonight, as the UFC heads down under to sunny Perth, Western Australia, the partisans are gathered for an overthrow. For the only man on a longer, more dominant winning streak in the UFC just happens to be the greatest Australian champion of all time. 12 straight victories, undefeated in the UFC.
That's it! Alexander the Great!
Coming up from featherweight to make history, to become a two-division champion in a colossal World Lightweight Championship super fight of the ages. Because to be great, you've got to get through the great.
This is going to be the defining year of my legacy. I'm going to start it off with a bang at UFC 284.
First, the interim 145-pound title is on the line as two thriving contenders clash head-on, featuring the king of the memorable finish, Mexico's own El Pantera, who snatches victory from the jaws of defeat.
Oh! It was an elbow! Oh my God!
And consciousness from his foes in the blink of an eye. Can the dazzling Latino striker break through against a surging challenger on a 5-fight win streak? A man who has stood in with the very best, punished them, dropped them in their tracks.
Oh! One and done!
An elusive fighter whose inner dog simply won't be denied. Two titles are on the line, and Australia is rocking. For tonight, history will be made. Legacies will be defined. It's champion versus champion, and the world's pound-for-pound greatest will get his hand raised. Live from the sold-out RAC Arena in Perth, Western Australia, it's UFC 284. Makhachev versus Volkanovski, and it starts right now.
Dateline, Perth, Western Australia. It has been a long 4 years for fight fans in this part of the world, but at long last, the Octagon has returned to the land down under, and man, have we brought the goods in the form of 2 title fights, including a super fight for the ages between the top 2 pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And what an atmosphere, of course, we have been experiencing all week long. And now, folks, the moment we have all been waiting for, and it is yours on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Live from the RAC Arena here in Perth, Western Australia, this is UFC 284, Makhachev versus Volkanovski. UFC 284 is proudly brought to you by Neds, the official wagering partner of the UFC. Take it to the Neds level. Closed captioning is available for tonight's broadcast, and if you would like to watch UFC 284 in Spanish, that is available on ESPN Plus as well. And with that, thank you for being with us for UFC 284. I'm John Anik. So perhaps no fighter in UFC history has had as much pressure on them to become a champion as Islam Makhachev, but he rose above all of it and ultimately assumed the lightweight throne last October by submitting the great Charles Oliveira. Tonight, his first title defense comes against a man from whom not as much was expected. Unless, of course, you know what this athlete is made of. I am talking about the featherweight world beater, Alexander Volkanovski, who tonight, with the Aussies entrenched behind him, will try to break through and hit that rarefied air as a simultaneous 2-division UFC champion. All right, with that backdrop, an absolute thrill to welcome my broadcast partners, Dominic Cruz, UFC Hall of Famer Michael Bisping, man, it just doesn't get better than this as far as MMA markets are concerned. Ready to go live on pay-per-view.
These fans don't play around. They've been drinking since yesterday. I don't even think they went to sleep. Some of them I saw in the same outfits walking in today, and they're ready to rip it. They're going to keep the tone very high tonight.
Listen, these fans are going to lose their mind when Volkanovski walks out tonight. They have been itching for this fight, and what a fight it is. I can't state the significance, you know, pound for pound number one versus number two in their prime. This does not happen. We haven't seen this before. I cannot wait. And talk about a clash of styles. Volkanovski representing the entirety of Australia. They're going to lose their mind, as I said.
And it's a good point. We're not going to bury the lead. This has not happened before, certainly in the men's game. The number one versus number two pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Islam Makhachev against Alexander Volkanovski. And Islam making his first defense against the featherweight champ coming up.
Oh, yeah. Islam is what you call a specialist. You know what he's going to do, and you still can't stop him. You know he's going to try to take you down and keep you there. And because of that, you see he knocks people out because they're so worried about his takedowns and his grappling that they leave their hands down and he clips them with big, heavy punches. And if he doesn't get the job done with the punches, then he'll just do what he does best, which is drag you to the floor, strangle you, rip your arms off, or make sure and take your back and strangle you from there. The Kimura traps, everything that he does on the ground is flawless. And this is a man that you always have to pay attention to on the ground.
And yeah, listen, Dob, Alexander knows that. He knows he has to keep this fight on the feet, and to do so, he has to utilize movement. That is the key to victory. Now, fortunately for Volkanovski, he is one of the most sophisticated strikers and stance switchers that we've ever seen in the entirety of the division. Now, he has not fought a wrestler like Islam Makhachev before. Yes, Chad Mendes, but there is levels to this game, and Makhachev is the highest level that you can ever go up against. Now, will he get taken down? More than likely. The question is, can he get back to his feet? If he gets taken down and he gets back to his feet, we have a real fight in our hands, ladies and gentlemen, and I cannot wait.
And those very questions will morph into answers later tonight. You do see some of the size discrepancy at the weigh-in here on Saturday morning, but it will be interesting to see if indeed they hit the canvas, how that goes the first time. All right, main event. Athlete arrivals are proudly brought to you by Delgado's. Take a mouthful of Mexico with the official tequila soda of the UFC. In Australia and New Zealand, real tequila, real ingredients, real good. And speaking of real good, how about these two athletes? The Islam Makhachev era in the lightweight division, only now getting underway, but skill for skill, many have believed him to be the best in the world for some time. Well, now he's the hunted, and with that target on back, first man to fire will be Alexander Volkanovski, 12-0 in the UFC, 22 consecutive wins overall, and all the self-belief in the world that he has the skills and the chops to wrest the title away from the Russian here at home. All right, well, as many of you know, we will also crown a UFC interim featherweight champion here tonight, Yair Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett. And Michael, there are few brands of violence as compelling as the one brought to the octagon by El Pantera, Yair Rodriguez.
Oh, this man is so much fun to watch. I mean, he is dynamic, he's explosive, and he is mean, and he can get the job done anywhere. I mean, the type of strikes that he throws, you just don't see them coming. I mean, look at that, for crying out loud. I mean, the fight against the Korean Zombie, 1 second left in the fight, and he pulls out an elbow, never seen before, and knocks the man out unconscious, and he is on a mission. He believes he is championship material. He wants to fight Alexander Volkanovski, but to do that, he's got to get through Josh Emmett. And Dominic, that is not an easy task for anybody.
If there's somebody who can handle it, it's this tank of a man, Josh Emmett, who walks through the big shots, dodges the bigger ones, and then works his way inside to land. Look at these shots that he lands. I mean, he's dropping people with jabs and then following up to the finish, because once he hurts you, he smells the blood in the water and he swarms. The right hand sets up his double leg sets up his right hand, and if that doesn't work, then he can blast you with left hooks on your way into the pocket. No matter what, you have to deal with Josh Emmett's power with respect. Knees up the middle, teep kicks up the middle are your keys. Stay at kick range, because if you let this man get inside and beat your body up and land overhand rights, you're gonna wake up looking up at the lights.
It is a fascinating stylistic clash for the UFC's interim featherweight championship. A lot of class on both sides. They will table that congeniality later tonight. All right, how lucky are you feeling in the sports book? How about this $100 underdog parlay? If Alexander Volkanovski, Josh Emmett, and Randy Brown all come in, three-leg parlay of $100 will yield nearly 4,000 American dollars. The rules of the Octagon are proudly brought to you by Neds, the official wagering partner of the UFC. Take it to the Neds level. 3 judges score the fight. The bout duration is 3 5-minute rounds, but for championship fights and all UFC main events, we go 5 5-minute rounds. A 10-point must-scoring system is in effect. The round winner gets 10 points, his or her opponent 9 or fewer, and scoring is based on effective striking and grappling. If that is equal, the next criteria to be used is effective aggression, and if it's still even thereafter, the final criteria for judges to consider is Octagon control. All right, folks, table is set, ready to go with the main card from Perth. Appreciate you being with us, as always, on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. While feeling no pressure as he fights in front of his fellow Aussies, Jimmy Crute has kept a low profile this week, and now's the time for him to close the deal against a man of a similar mind, Alonzo Menifield. One of the brightest stars to emerge from Season 2 of Dana White's Contender Series, victorious Jimmy Crute since has been on the fast track. And while he's had his triumphs and his trials, he enters tonight's matchup with Alonzo Menifield re-energized and ready to make a statement.
I'm like power, I'm speed, smart, diverse. I'm a full MMA package.
I'm just trying to prove something to myself. You know, I'm not too worried about what other people think about the performance. I'm just here to prove to myself that I belong here.
Having finished all 4 of his UFC wins over Paul Craig, Sam Alvey, Michal Oleksiejczuk, and Modestas Bukauskas, Jimmy Crute has always had high expectations placed upon his shoulders. But after a year away from the sport, he is eager to live up to all of them and make his light heavyweight title run in earnest.
I'm looking to make a massive statement tonight, you know. I want to fight for a world title. I believe I'm good enough to fight for a world title, and this fight is the first step in that journey.
Like his opponent tonight, Alonzo Menifield introduced himself to the world through the Contender Series, and in the ensuing 4 years, top-level talents like Paul Craig, Ed Herman, and Misha Serkunov have fallen down to the Texan. He plans on making 2023 the best year of his career to date.
I know he calls himself a brute, so he probably can take a lot of damage, and I'll be happily much obliged to do so.
Well, the time has got to be now for Alonzo Menifield, and clearly he has gotten the memo on that front of late back-to-back knockout wins, the last of which came against Misha Serkunov last October. Michael serving to set up this showcase tonight against the local Jimmy Crute.
I mean, look at this guy, walking out cool as a cucumber, which is completely juxtaposed to the way he fights inside the octagon. The man is a finisher. Only one of his wins have gone to a decision. 10 of them have ended in the first round, and a lot of them were in the UFC. I was talking to him last night about the strategy against Jimmy Crute. He said, listen, I'm going to stop the takedowns, I'm going to knock him out. He said, it's Black History Month, and I'm going to open another chapter in that book tomorrow night when I knock out Jimmy Crute in his home country.
I mean, it's no secret that this guy is just powerful as they come. You've seen him just drop people with one punch very easily. So Jimmy Crute is very aware of that. He's probably going to be looking to put this man on the back, and that's what everybody wants to do. So Menifield's used to that tactic being used against him. Will he be able to stop Jimmy Crute? That Kimura lock that he's finished a couple people with, and more than anything, can he drive Crute back, attack the body, and use his weapon to get Crute out of the area?
Menifield made his UFC debut in 2019 after stoppage wins on Dana White's Contender Series. Competed on seasons 1 and 2, and as many of you know, a couple years ago he entrusted his corner with Pat Barry, the UFC veteran. A lot of that was just about the depth of his understanding of the striking game, the mentality of his opponent. He felt like Pat was making great reads there, but can't argue with the results.
And sometimes you just make a connection, you know, and when the connection is there and the trust is there, sometimes that's more valuable than perhaps the wealth of experience. So maybe the techniques they can give you. When you have a partner, a brother that you trust and believe in, then maybe that's the best man for the job. And as you say, John, the proof is in the pudding.
wildly popular around these parts. Here is the Bendigo bomber, Jimmy Crute. Dom, he hasn't smiled all week. He has been a picture of focus, no alcohol in 9 months, John Gooden, and really feels like this matchup presents him a great opportunity to showcase his growth.
I mean, between Alonzo Menafield and Jimmy Crute, they got 18 finishes. Sorry about that.
That's okay, yeah. I mean, the story, guys, self-reflection, rehabilitation. You know, he had an ACL reconstruction, worked on overcoming some performance anxiety, and as you said, J.A., sober for 9 months. He said it to us, he was previously an all-or-nothing type of character. Now he's way more consistently smart with his training. He's been in with Robert Whittaker, and it's really reformed the way that he's looked at the game. And Dom, still just 26. We've been celebrating his potential for 5 years now, and it's exciting to hear that he's putting it all together.
Yeah, it is really exciting, and the way that he mixes everything is what's different about against Alonzo Menafield. He's not just a one-dimensional powerhouse striker. He likes to mix in the takedowns, clinch, go back to striking kicks. He does the whole thing, and that's his gift in this matchup.
Yeah, and Crute's dangerous. Listen to the support. You know, Jimmy Crute is dangerous even when he's hurt. Remember when Anthony Smith was kicking the life out of his calves, and he dropped from a calf kick, but then immediately turned it into a double leg takedown. I mean, the man is explosive, he's a strong grappler, and he knows what he needs to do. He said, I'm going to take my time, but the best path to victory against a banger like Alonzo Menafield, take him down and use those black belt jiu-jitsu skills.
All right, here we go with the main card, folks. Tail of the tape brought to you by VeChain, the official Layer 1 blockchain of UFC. Jimmy Crute, still just 26. Alonzo Menafield, nearly 10 years his senior. He's 35. Crute's got 2 inches in height, but it is Alonzo Menafield who will have a 2-inch reach advantage. All right, now for the introductions. Here is the veteran voice, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from down under at the RAC Arena in Perth, Western Australia. For UFC 284, Makhachev versus Volkanovski. UFC 284 is proudly brought to you by Neds, the official wagering partner of the UFC. Take it to the Neds level. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 13 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 206 pounds. Fighting out of Dallas, Texas, USA, Atomic Alonzo Menafield. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 12 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 204.5 pounds. Fighting out of Bendigo, New South Wales, Australia, Jimmy Crute. And then the action begins. Our referee in charge, Mark Goddard.